All my life I've had dreams of an island, a fortress, a dragon, memories. But of who? I've felt power stirring within me. People say they can see it behind the purple of my eyes. They look at me as something unlike them, like a mermaid or a monster. I do not know what to believe. All I know is I must try to find an answer. Try to discover what power rests in me, or the person I am, or whoever I used to be.
What's up, everybody? It's Soul, and today we are here once again in AGOT. And you know, I wasn't going to do a series this soon, but I had tried to make a recording for this of like a video, and it ended up being like 5 hours long, and I wasn't really happy with the way, like, the direction that it went. And I thought it would be more fun if we did something where we actually did a series. And if you notice here, we are using the Legacy of Valyria submod as well as the Secrets of the Higher Mysteries, I believe is what it's called. It's going to be on the screen right now anyway. And I wanted to kind of bring back an old favorite. So we did a video forever ago called The White Witch of Elyria and then The Empire of the White Witch, if you were here for that. Elyria's over here. And I wanted to kind of make a character who is basically like a reincarnation of that character with this new submod, which used to be part of Legacy of Valyria but is now its own thing. That would be the Secrets of the Higher Mysteries thing. And so this is Mistress Alyssa the Mermaid. Sorry, I'm like swallowing. This is Mistress Alyssa the Mermaid of House Valaros, I think is how you would say it. The mermaid thing is Alyssa is known not only for her unnatural beauty, but the discomfort she causes those around her, as if something lurks beneath the waves of her very being. And I think that this will be a fun, kind of an interesting series. I'm planning on editing these kind of like I do my normal videos, but there'll be like an hour recording edited down a little bit. That way the videos will probably be like a little bit snappier, a little bit quicker, because it'll be maybe more fun that way. She also worships the flames of the winged ones. The dragons of the Freehold were many things valued, companions, beasts of war, and the greatest mounts in the world. To many people, however, they are seen as divinities, fire made flesh. This belief has spread throughout the known world, from a tribe in the mountains of the moon to the Silmarillion peoples and the tribes of the Painted Mountains. They believe in unrelenting faith, reincarnation, which is kind of why I did that. Natural primitivism, so they don't really like laws as much, but we can probably work on that. They believe in god kings, and they believe in the adventurer casts a spell. They are not allowed to do, well, these are their tenets, they don't believe in these things. They're not allowed to do pilgrimages, and they worship dragons. They consider humbleness, contentness, forgiveness, dragon slaying, and pilgrimages a sin, and they consider arrogance, ambition, and vengefulness as tenets, which I believe she has 2 of those. She's vengeful and ambitious. She's also eccentric and inquisitive. She has a ring 4 master philosopher. She is an acolyte. She has some magical tendencies just innately in her, so I just wanted to give her that. She has dragon dreams. I did not mean to give her fire obsessed. That's a carryover from Alyssa, the previous one, but you know, it's fine. She's a journaler. She's a magical prodigy. She was just kind of born able to do this, and she is enduring. She is unnaturally like gifted with long life. So I don't plan on making her immortal like we did with Alyssa, but I played through that other character and it was like, I think 100 before she actually started to show any signs of age. So she's gonna look like this pretty much the whole time. A little bit of a busted character, but that's kind of fun. And so the goal this morning for us, ladies, gentlemen, theys and thems, is we're going to try and get enough money to go on our first magical study. And then once we go on the magical study, we'll try and find a place to live. I'm thinking I kind of want to do something over here again, or maybe right here. This could be a good spot in Oros, and like maybe try to actually like conquer Valyria, like go here and do Ergonia, because we could do something. We can't do it as a landless, but maybe we'll do Oros and then we'll go from there, or maybe we'll like work on taking over this area right here, because that could be cool. Something interesting to try. For right now though, I was thinking also Lease, but I don't like the admin government in this, at least not in Lease. I like it in Bravos, but down in Lease it doesn't really make sense. Anyway, with that out of the way, let's choose our camp purpose, and I think we should be explorers. I think that makes the most sense, you know, for her pursuit of knowledge. As far as our camp people go, I think we only have like 2 people right now. We have this guy, the Heathen, and then I have the Corpulent, who is a fine second for now, so we'll just put her there. I mean, who cares? I also do plan on making... We could search for a maester as well. I do plan on making some use of the artifact tree. Like, we'll get some mines, and then we'll try to probably do something that increases drops of power, which I believe is right here, the drops of power multiplier. So we'll try to get something with that. That could be something fun. She's going to be evil. I think we're going to play as like an evil character again. We haven't done that in a while, and it's always a treat. So let's do that. And let's just start here. Let's go into the city and see what kind of contracts we can get. A treasure hunt is it, huh? That's okay. Let's actually, before we even do this, let's just move. And we'll come over here to lease. And I'm not going to read the descriptions for lease because I've already done that here on the channel before, but there's some really great stuff. And if you look here, there is actually a cache of magical lore on the map here. So we will definitely be visiting that. I'm going to try and visit all of them on the way to doing a university study, probably up here in, or not, a magical study, probably up here in Bravos. Only because you'll see why. You'll get free scrolls, and you can also just sell them if you don't want to learn the spells, and it's kind of useful. It's kind of a helpful thing. We have a wandering acolyte. Yeah, he'll certainly do. Look at him. He's disfigured, but he's also a renowned physician and an insightful thinker. I kind of like that. Probably wouldn't be bad as one of my mages. So let me make you an apprentice. And I want you to learn alchemy magic. I'm going to have you start undertaking magical studies in alchemy. That's what I want you to work on. And for me, while I'm waiting, I should be working on, I think water magic makes the most sense. Given the Mermaid nickname, I think that would like make the most sense. We can do some other magics too, but I think for now, we'll start working on that too. And that can just be sort of happening in the background. And we'll read those as they come up, but they're kind of just going to be running for a while. Just getting passive XP. So, sort of like this. The higher mysteries can be invoked through the careful recitation of incantations of the Valyrian tongue. To better wield these mysteries, it is useful to take the time to carefully enunciate these words and so better master the key distinctions between the many invocations that you can wield. This shall improve your ability to bring these mystical incantations to their full substance and so your ability to wield the higher mysteries. I'm going to practice them. 86% chance of success, and it worked. With careful phrasing and clear dictation, you are able to pronounce the incantations from your scrolls with a precise and surgical clarity. It is evident that the time spent practicing your pronunciation of the ancient Valyrian spells has paid dividends. With this clear capability, you know your progress in the higher mysteries is assured joyous. It proved useful. And I also think what I want to do, I think, because we can probably just take this without too much difficulty, we'll probably just get like mangonels and then one other men-at-arms to take over this spot. Once we actually do this, we'll move our camp probably somewhere over in Volantis for us to do that. But he only has captains. And we can just probably do like dragon guards or something if we get enough money. If I learn how to transmutate, we're definitely going to do that because it's super useful. Make a blood sacrifice. I think, yeah. So I can make a blood sacrifice and I can now have a drop of power and then my physician just healed me. Again, another thing. I don't think I moved. I was waiting to move and we never did. There we go. Oh, I forgot. We have a Valyrian steel sword. So basically she was found with this sword, Dragon's Dream, and she kind of just came out of the ocean. I didn't really put that in the intro, but she's like 18. But nobody really knows how old she is. She sort of just like appeared one day on this island and has lived here for about a year and gathered together some people because she's been having strange dreams and she's going on an adventure. That's sort of like my background lore for her. The discovery of magical lore, Temple of Trade, in the heart of Volantis within the humming confines of the Temple of Trade where fortunes are won and lost on whispered and sealed parchments. You notice a strange anomaly, a series of ledgers seemingly detailing mundane shipments of grain and timber containing an intricate cipher. Following the trail leads you to a hidden compartment in the temple's vaults. Inside are not coins but alchemical treatises bound in fine leather. They speak of the mysteries of growth, detailing methods to accelerate the growth of crops, the breeding of beasts, and even the accumulation of wealth through subtle manipulation of markets and men. A secret to unnatural prosperity lies before you. Study the treatises. And if we look, we can see we have mysteries of development, which will just increase your development, but we don't need that scroll, so we're going to sell it. I'm going to sell the mysteries of development because I don't want it. As you guys know, if you've watched the channel, I love escort emissaries because they're super easy. You don't really have to do anything. We are going to create a men-at-arms regiment. I'm going to do dragon guards because you get about 80 of these. And I'm also going to do maybe a battering ram or a mangonel. We'll probably wait for the mangonels. These are also really quick. We can do like some settle boundary disputes and try to visit all these places just for the bonuses. And again, I'm not going to read these descriptions. I've read them in other videos. I'm trying not to be super redundant when it comes to this. But when we go to like Volantis, I don't think I've read any of these, so I'll read those over there, and then like anything we run into over here in Valyria as well. And maybe along the way, like when I see some things that are worth reading, I just don't want to like be super repetitive with the stuff that I'm reading because it can take up a lot of time for the video. We did find another magical lore. In the perfume city of Lys, renowned for its exquisite courtesans and deadly poisons, you gain entry to a secluded alchemical workshop. The air within is a heady mix of exotic blossoms and chemical reagents. Here amongst alembics and retorts of shimmering glass, you discover texts etched into silver plates. They contain the mysteries of transmutation, which is super useful, a dangerous art that goes beyond simple alchemy. The texts describe not only the changing of lead to gold, but the alteration of flesh, the creation of unparalleled beauty, and the brewing of potions that can transform a person's very nature. The power to reshape the world and oneself is a tempting poison. Study the plates, and with that scroll, we can study the scroll. And we can learn the mystery of transmutation gold. I stand ready to enact a mystery. The manipulation of substances is an ancient and arcane art. Through pyromancy and such wonderful chemicals are thought to be what remains of such practices. At your command, true alchemy can be done. It would be possible through such transmutation to make any raw and potent substances for leader Alyssa. This would bring them riches, but is it wise to rely upon magic in this way? Yes, transmute some gold. I was injured. The script of the Freehold is a wondrous form of linguistic expression that is required for deciphering much of the magical lore that remains in this world. It is necessary that you develop your understanding of this language so as to unlock the world of higher mysteries if you wish to progress your studies. With this work, I shall progress. I will study. After many long and painful hours, you have gained a deeper understanding of the written script of old Valyria. One step at a time. I have an aggravated wound. I think I know the cure. I cured his illness because I am also wise. Further magical studies. The mages of old Valyria were great and mighty in their prowess. Within the memory of your realm, there are many accounts of the Valyrian mages and their incredible spells of power and their insight into the arcane powers of the cosmos. It would be possible to look at these sources for guidance on how to develop your magical abilities. I will consult oral tradition. And we succeeded in another contract. We're kind of just gaining money. You've come across mentions of the power that governs the heavens and the ways that transcend their physical localities and penetrate into the realms of the terrestrial. These entities are governed by the greater grasp of the underlying forces that hold together existence. By touching these forces, it is possible with sustained conceptual aids to manifest great and mighty powers and penetrate the physical plane. I have sought to commune with these powers, and I have an idea of a method of recitation that may prove crucial. We have about a 50% chance of this going well. I also do think, just for income's sake, I always like to do the barber's tent. I think it's one of the most useful, and I'm going to grab some mangonels for the siege. I would probably like by the end of this episode to be landed, maybe, although we'll see. I think I can resolve this. Nice, some arbitration always goes well. And trying just to get enough money, I'd like them to probably be around 300 and something, because then we'll should be able to take on, once we move over here, Oros really easily, if we want to. Elyria is also pretty weak. We could probably take on those Illyrian longbowmen. They do counter, actually they do not counter heavy infantry, and I think these guys counter skirms and spearmen. They actually don't counter archers either. That's interesting. So let's get a little bit more money. And we'll work on doing this magical study thing. The many weeks of time spent reading, reciting, and seeking the feeling of the arcane have been well spent. I have come to a greater understanding of my arcane powers, and I can definitively say that I'm closer now to the mastery of my chosen school of magic than I was when I began. That's great. So we started off really well, and I shall be known to the ages. Let's see how she's progressing. So she's studying, and it's just like inching forward. She is furthering her magical education with it's just like a continuous thing. You can basically just keep doing it. My wound is finally healed. My aggravated wound, as you guys recall. I'm gonna try and get another drop of power just to see if we can't do the transmutation again. There we go, we got 100 gold. Perfect. Make that. We'll refill our men-at-arms with provisions. Perfect. And we're just waiting so we can get a little bit of something. But now we have a barber's tent, which will improve, yes, that, which is great. A follower's heart. You want this person? Yeah. I think that that's a fair trade. She's actually really good at a lot of stuff. Interesting. She's also a witch. We can probably also make her an apprentice too. Let's have her. How much would I have to pay for that? I kind of want her to be my second. She's a little cooler looking, and I kind of want to make her a study magic, make apprentice, hire as a mercenary. You know what? Why not? Oh, I didn't even talk about it. I made their house, basically I gave her like this mermaid and this dragon thing because I thought it would be fun. Old faces, new dreams is the motto. I realized I did not show you guys that, so there you are. Do we have anybody who's a better commander than me? No, not really. I think we'll win. Yeah, we're fine. They have more men-at-arms, or they have more troops, but we have just men-at-arms. Even though I need a good captain, I think is my problem right now. I have a new learning perk, which I think we'll do. This one, take the custom where it comes because it decreases recruitment costs for men-at-arms, which is really nice. It's always really nice. I think, honestly, do I have to refill my men-at-arms again? I think this is a defensive war, so we should be able to just get all the points from this. I think I also did everything. Let's see. Paid me 20 gold. Thanks, buddy. I think I just need a little bit more, and then we'll be able to, hopefully go on one of these little quests, because that was like the big thing I wanted to do in this one, was sort of like go on our first magical undertaking, and then try to find, we got some little points in water magic, try to find a place where we could settle. Like the development is 1. Should we pick somewhere better? What about down here? The development there is probably bad too. It's also a pirate realm, and that'll make us pirates by default, which I don't necessarily love the idea of being a pirate. Could go here. This is also a pirate realm. All of these are. Actually, that's really interesting. We could go up there. I feel like that is the spot, especially if we want to. Or, you know, we could always do the classic and go to Elyria. We would need a bit of a bigger force, though. We'd probably have to get camp rank 2 if we wanted to do that. Nice. Sick. Okay, so now we have enough. And now I am going to go on a magical study. And I'm going to try and, while I'm looking at this, remember the places. So we've already been to these 2. We've got to go to Dry Garden, Triroche, Mir, Pentos, Rollor, Dragonstone. And then there's like 4 places up here. The Arsenal, Bravos, Purple Harbor, Isle of Gods, and Truth Canals. And that'll give us enough money to probably be able to like just build the rest of our force. So that's the idea. So I'm going to do it at, I think, the Isle of the Gods. Sounds like a good one. Now let's customize our route. Hopefully I can remember all the places that I just said. Customize my route. So I know for a fact one is in Tyrosh. I know for a fact one is in here, which I believe is right here. I know for a fact one is also down here, but we can hit that on the way back. One is up here on Dragonstone, I think it was. Yep, Dragonstone. I know for a fact one was over here, and then another one was right above it. And then I know there was quite a few here. Well, we can hit those up when we're leaving. I think one was here. Oops, the Straits. We want the Court of Smiles. We want the Sea Lord's Palace. We want the Arsenal. And I think that was it. I think it was 1, 2, 3, 4. Where was the other one? Ah, we missed one. We need, from the Court of Smiles, we got to go to Purple Harbor. Cool. That's kind of like a myriad. And then on the way back, we got to hit up. Which one was it? Dry Garden. And we can customize that route all we want. We're just basically going to do, I think, this, and then we'll also grab maybe Wilderness or Arid. We can also just hire captains, or I mean mercenary guards. That could be fine. And 189 gold, and then we're going to study water magic. And we're going to go on this journey, and it's going to be really great. We're going to make enough money, and it'll be fine. So let's go on our little journey. This will be like probably the only other thing we do in this video. We'll see. This is Obti Bastion. The great Dragonstone Fortress of Tyrosh is a monument of Valyrian might and Tyroshi greed. Its black walls, veined with unsettling red, have witnessed centuries of scheming by ambitious archons. While exploring a disused section of the battlement, you discover a wall that feels unnaturally cold and seems to absorb the light around it. Prying loose an oily black stone reveals a hidden repository. Inside, scrolls written on cured hides speak not of trade or dyes, but of the mysteries of the cloying shadow. This is a sinister art, a magic of subtle suffocation, of weaving shadows that drain not just light, but ambition and vitality from rivals. It is a tool for the patient and the ruthless, a power born from endless backstabbing politics of the free cities. In the labyrinthine streets of Mir, a city renowned for its lace and intricate glasswork, you find yourself amidst a district of ancient shadowed buildings. One particular unremarkable glassblower's workshop holds an unusual warmth, even when its furnaces are cold. Investigating further, you discover a hidden vault beneath the workshop, concealed by cunningly crafted mirrored glass. Inside, shielded from prying eyes, are brittle scrolls and etched glass tablets. The texts, hidden in a high Valyrian dialect, unknown even to many maesters, speak of the mysteries of the revealing fire, a subtle analytical form of pyromancy capable of illuminating deceptions, uncovering hidden truths, and even seeing through the veil of intricate schemes. The ancient power to burn away lies and reveal hidden agendas now glimmers before you. We also don't need that. Again, I want her to mostly be like maybe alchemy and then water magic. That's kind of my goal. In the fused stone of the keep, there are many secrets concealed from lost old Valyria. Hidden behind locks of blood in a cavern of smoothest fused Valyrian stone is a repository of the most arcane of the lore of the blood magic, the secrets of dragons. We could probably learn blood magic too. Among the scrolls and tomes of arcane lore, you spot 5 scrolls in high Valyrian script. Thrumming, a spark leaps to your fingertips as you reach to grasp them. At last you have found some of the lore of lost Valyria, the lore of how to shape the flesh of dragons, which is contained within these 5 scrolls. We have gained a bunch of scrolls. As I wander the tunnels of the Dragon Mount, I struggle to comprehend the size of them. Dragons have nested here for centuries, and yet here I am. As I turn a corner, I enter what must have been the hatcheries. I would have investigated further had I not tripped over a pile of scrolls. Upon closer inspection, I am slightly dismayed to find that most of them are unreadable, but one is! It details how the island's dragon keepers nurtured the eggs until they hatched. I should keep note of this in case we ever get an egg, which we might. You have begun to explore the lands of Dragonstone. The marks of the unfathomable disaster have been carved into the landscape, marking the very core of the world. You see gouges in the stone and formations of obsidian and basalt that hint at some kind of settlement or preparation on the slopes of the volcano. What were they doing here? What was their endeavor? The air is stifling, and life itself seems drawn into strange stones that sit at the center of formations of black rock, leaking an oily presence you can feel, not with touch or some other physical sense, but with your very soul. You know that something unfathomably wrong happened here. Some great action was undertaken, but its consequences, perhaps in these locations, lie the secrets that led to the doom of the greatest empire the world has ever known. What unsettling realities have you found? Something is wrong. So we found, whoa, holy, mysteries of draconic blood, draconic genetics, draconic rejuvenation, draconic mysteries of clutchling, mysteries of draconic enhancement. A lot of stuff. She's gotten a lot of scrolls from there. Holy crap, I didn't even realize. In the bustling city of Pentos, amidst the myriad of merchants, guilds, and opulent manses, you find yourself drawn to an ancient crumbling tower overlooking the Bay of Pentos. This forgotten structure, whispered to be a remnant of a bygone era, holds an unusual stillness even against the constant sea breeze. Inside, within a hidden chamber accessible only through a perilous climb, you discover a collection of scrolls meticulously preserved with airtight glass jars. The script is High Valyrian, and the fragmented texts speak of mysteries of the slicing wind. A discipline of magic focused on manipulating currents, creating illusions of sound, and even shaping the very air to your will. The forgotten knowledge of air weaving now lies within your grasp. But we are not an airbender. Although, you know what? Would wind work too? I guess she could do wind, because she's like the sea. That could be a good one. Let's see. Let's have her study some magic scrolls. So I want you to study this arcane force of This can encourage dragon growth. This will force them to lay a clutch. This can make an egg return to life. This can give me Mystery of the Slicing Wind. This can infuse you with draconic blood. Wow. I'm going to learn all of those. And draconic genetics to restructure a dragon's genetics. That's really cool. So you get a bunch of magic that lets you do like a ton of stuff. I wonder if the mages know everything or if it's just like the one thing. I'm gonna make a blood sacrifice. Within the fiery heart of the Temple of Rolar, where red priests chant hymns to the Lord of Light and flames dance eternally, you are drawn to a hidden, almost blasphemous chamber. Tucked away beneath a brazier that burns with an unnatural heat, you discover ancient, heat-resistant scrolls. The parchment feels warm to the touch, and the High Valyrian script upon these seems to shimmer as if infused with embers. They speak of the mysteries of the secret fire, a profound form of fire magic, not merely a flame, but of the very essence of perception. The ancient secrets revealed by pyromancy, long thought confined to the ruins of a lost empire, now flicker before your eyes. The Isle of the Gods welcomes all deities, save those of Valyria. Oops. Yet one temple stands apart, a windowless dome of black stone dedicated to a nameless god of the founders. Within this silent, shadowed place, you find the mysteries of shadowy steeds. This forbidden art allows a sorcerer to summon a mount made of darkness and silence, a creature that can outpace a mundane horse and travel unseen. It is the magic of the escaped slave, a way to move with the speed of a dragon lord's mount, but with the stealth they could never possess. Study the text. I do not want that. You have arrived at the Isle of the Gods. It is time to begin your study and meditation on the arcane arts. Through your diligence, you expect to learn either the secrets to further your use of the magical skills or perhaps to acquire new mysteries with which to enhance the world around you. Background is interesting. Now it's going to take us 6 months, and we do have the option now, I believe, to cast a spell. So I want to do that. I want to enact a mystery. Boop. And I want to do Mystery of Soggy Ground. Call for a magical mist that will reduce the army's ability to defend against flanking attacks. That's really cool, so you can hit them from behind really fast. That's actually really interesting. I do wish the magics were a little bit better organized. Nice, 92 gold. Hell yeah, love to see it. You have found a hitherto hidden scroll among the resources of magical learning in the Isle of the Gods. You must choose whether you will seek to learn this magic or instead focus on developing your studies. I will focus on technical casting ability. Medium success, nice. And I gain some traits in my Acolyte trait. Oh yeah, she's almost at higher mysteries rank 1, which gives you +2 learning. By long hours, you have managed to uncover a strange formula of magical potency to integrate the new method of casting promises to build a better understanding of magical energies. Let's give it a shot. A medium success. She's doing well. Probably not going to do much better than a poor study, to be honest with you. That's usually how it goes the first time. You've discovered a scroll that outlines ways to improve your power over your mysteries, blah, blah, blah. Prioritize your research. Our current study didn't go so hot. She's almost at poor. Didn't know we were the same person. Applied scholarship, I think Captain efficiency per learning skill now will make pretty much everybody really good, I think. And I can have him study magic so that he'll actually gain skill in that. So we did not count, we actually had a poor study at the end. Nothing happened. And I became overwhelmed by stress because I failed so hard. In the Court of Smiles, beauty is the sharpest blade, and youth the strongest shield. The famed courtesans of Bravos are known for their enduring loveliness, a feat many attribute to good fortune. You discover the truth is more complex. In the private chambers of the court's matriarch, you find texts detailing the mysteries of restoration. It is a subtle blood magic using small, willing sacrifices of life force to smooth wrinkles, heal scars, and hold back the years. The price of timeless beauty is a closely guarded and perhaps costly secret. The Purple Harbor of Bravos is a teeming nexus of foreign trade and dark dealings. Dredging a section of the harbor for a sunken cog reveals something far more sinister, a lead-lined chest sealed with Valyrian glyphs. Within are tomes bound in a scaled-like, or fish-like skin, I guess. They describe the mysteries of transmogrification, a twisted form of blood magic used to warp living flesh into monstrous shapes. This is forbidden lore, a dark echo of the Valyrian slave pits from the city's founders fled. To use it is to enhance the very evil Bravos was built to escape. Bravos, the city of 100 isles, is perpetually clad in a thick fog. Within the labyrinthine canals and corridors of the Sea Lord's palace, you find a hidden study. The chamber is bare, save for a collection of scrolls kept in watertight container. They are not political treatises, but guides to an ancient form of water magic native to the city's founders. They detail the mysteries of the mists, the art of weaving the city's fog into illusions, silencing footsteps, and becoming one with the ever-present gray veil. This is the secret of the unseen, a magic of stealth and subtlety. study the scroll. The might of Bravos rests in its fleet, built and maintained in the arsenal, or sprawling arsenal that covers a score of isles. It is said no ship can match a Bravosi galley for speed. In the guarded workshops of the master shipwrights, you find the reason why. Etched into the main support beam of an old decommissioned flagship are not carvings, but shimmering runes. They speak of the mysteries of initiative, an art of air magic that blesses a ship's sails to always catch the wind, to move with unnatural quickness, and to strike before an enemy can react. The secret of the city's naval dominance is not merely wood and canvas, but the free air itself. This is sort of like, Wizard of Earthsea. All right, she's coming back. The only place she has left to go is Dry Garden, and then she'll have all these scrolls that she can sell, which we can use to upgrade our camp, because we don't need all of them. Amidst the tranquil beauty of the water gardens, where the air is thick with the scent of jasmine and murmur of flowing water, you stumble upon a hidden alcove. Behind a cascading fountain, a concealed entrance leads to a small, damp chamber. Here, tucked away in waterproof niches, lie scrolls not of Dornish history, but of ancient Valyrian script. The parchment, though old, seems to hum with subtle energies, and as you unroll one, you realize it speaks of the mysteries of the crushing waters, a form of magic tied to manipulation of liquids and the hidden currents beneath the world. The secret of water weaving, long thought lost, now lies before you, which is one of my favorite scrolls. Study magic scroll. Study. I like to think crushing waters. Initiative of air is good. What does that do? All water magic. Shadow magic we can get rid of. Fire magic we can also get rid of. So she'll get about 400 gold or so. They're about 100 gold each. I will practice my incantation. She's doing pretty good in her studies. We're going to sell these scrolls. Gotta do them one at a time, unfortunately. So I have 300 gold. I have maxed out my Dragon Guard, and I do want to get these guys. I also kind of want to get some supplies. 907 food. Great. Great, great, great. I'll probably move to Volantis next. I wonder if Volantis actually has anything. We'll move there right now. No, it doesn't seem like anything is over here, but it looks like we're going to get a privation event if we don't buy some food first. So let's do that first. Volantis, for some reason, is here. For some reason, it looks like part of the city isn't loading. Or maybe it is? That's strange. I think there's supposed to be another part of it right here, but it's just not coming up. Probably a bug. That's okay, though. We're not going to be looking at it for too long. We don't need to hire mercenary guards. We also do want to land here and then go probably there, like do a little loop. And we'll read those as they come. It's going to cost 2,100 supply to get over there, so obviously it's expensive. But we've done a bit of magical study. Maybe we'll do another one, since we just have the money and we're going to wait for this to finish building anyway. The Black Walls. The heart of Volantis, built by the ancient Valyrian freehold. This giant wall of fused black stone protects a series of palaces, courtyards, towers, and temples. Only those of whom the blood traces back to Valyrian ancestry. Blah, blah, blah. Nothing too crazy. Temple of the Lord of Light. It's another temple. I would love to be a physician, actually. I think that makes sense with her knowing a lot of blood magic, and she visited the Free City. I'm actually going to head over here to Thalorvin. Thalorvin, I think is what it would be. And we'll grab some of this magical lore all on the way, too. We can do a experienced mercenary guards, why not? And we'll grab, honestly, let's go. Let me customize the route as well. Can we make this, ooh, a library of knowledge, and I will have her do water magic again. See if she can't learn a spell. 320 is all of my gold, but that's totally fine. Head off, do another study. We'll see how it goes. We've visited Orion's Lost Expedition. You've taken the time to learn from an ancient Valyrian scroll. Through the caprice of lost gods, you found a hidden cache of learning old scrolls in a dusty book. This is a supreme opportunity, a chance to learn deep from ancient lore. Also, my physician literally died. He fell off of a mountain. Oh, God, and that sucks because he was the only one I was actually teaching anything. Gained an ancient Valyrian scroll, and now we are studying. I guess that's the risk you take when you come over here. 7 months. Hopefully this goes well, because we lost that person. That really sucks. I'm very sad about it. All right, she ended up getting an average study with water magic. I want to learn a mystery of water magic. Let's work. So there's a bunch. Actually, it looks like they made less of them. One of the best ones is Mysteries of the Rhoyne, but let's do the Surging Torrent, maybe? I'm going to learn a Water's Edge. Because it's a skill that heals you, and I definitely need it. And Excellent Guide to Quicksilver, an elegant tome containing a modest illustration of making the red dye vermilion. Don't know why I want that, but thank you. Well, we're going to be back, and I'm going to sell this Mystery of Crushing Water scroll, because traveling is good. I'm going to sell some supplies. I'm going to try and get enough money, build up an army. Let's see, who can we get that would counter archers? These guys don't. You guys counter archers, but you're kind of weak. You guys also counter archers and you're insanely strong. Should we just get some Dragon Knights? Like 1 or 2? 52. Thanks, buddy. I'll definitely take that. And then I'll refill the men-at-arms with provisions, 100. So now I have an elite. These dragon guards should be, or dragon knights should really be doing something. The dragon knights were once the guards of the dragon pit, but now they defend the Targaryens in the form of a small elite regiment of mounted knights, even though the dragon pit has been destroyed. And they counter a lot of stuff. Skirms and spearmen I got, so that my dragon guard protects my dragon knights. I think we're probably doing fine. And I think 100 of these guys should help counter these. Probably. They have about double the troops that I do, though, so I'm like a little bit concerned that I might not have enough. I wonder what other magic I know. Let's get that next learning perk, just to see. We'll do anatomical studies so that my physician's a little bit better at doing whatever it is he's going to do. And we've done a lot, so let's just try and take Elyria, and we'll raise our army right here, have her lead the charge. I'll put her right over here, and I'll see if I can see that army, because if I can, there may be a way for me to like just attack them outright, like with magic. Anything? No. Oh, thank God. I think the, no, the cavalry was so close. I think that the embarkment penalty, I lost a maester again? Okay, but it's fine. This time around we won. Oh my God. I literally just got this man. We're gonna have to wipe them, I think. I'm gonna scrape the barrel because it's like the only way. For some reason, we already won, even though we didn't take anything. Oh, it's because of the 50% from the prisoner. I'm gonna take it, and I will gain 150 gold, and I'm now a ruler of Elyria. I am now a mere lady. What the heck do you mean, mere lady? Honestly, the big reason that you want this is because Veteran Adventurer gets negative 50% men-at-arms maintenance, which is really, really nice. And I can just also make some money here. But first, what I think we should do, I'm clicking all of the wrong buttons. I need 5 drops of power, and I think what I'm gonna have to do is do a blood sacrifice of power here in Elyria. But I don't actually, do I even have a prisoner to do that? I don't. Yeah, so I can't heal myself yet. I'm gonna just have to... I'm just gonna do this, and then I'll make the High Lordship of Elyria. That way I am a mighty lady and not just a mere lady. I don't need a court chaplain yet. We're also going to expand ourselves a bit, so it doesn't matter, but we'll work on doing this, and I'll work on... Normally I'd work on, 9 years. Yeah, normally I would work on also converting the faith, but I don't have enough to do that. So we'll do learning again, and we'll probably just do scholarship, because that seems to fit with her character. I am not married, which is true. We could marry one of the Sands, but I think I just want her to remain unmarried for now. She doesn't need to have any children. We should station probably our Dragon Knights, because they'll be much stronger here. And I think once we get the men-at-arms back all the way up, we should be good. Okay, I'm gonna wait till she's done being ill, and then we'll go from there. We'll try to get a maester as well for Elyria. I seem to be recovering. We seem to be on the mend. I lost one of my counselors, though, because she died of the pox, apparently, which sucks. But, you know, that's gonna happen, I guess. We have a pretty strong army, like all things considered, so I could, in the next one, start working on taking up some stuff. Volantis is going crazy, but we did a lot in this episode, and I feel like I feel satisfied. I did obviously cut around because I said I was going to do more of a cutting type video for this, but we are now 24 years old. It's been, I think, 6 years, yeah. And we've done a decent amount of stuff. I don't really care about her being married or not right now. I want her to learn more magic, and also, ideally, I think I do want to maybe have our capital be somewhere else. But Elyria is also really lovely. I'm not a king or an emperor, so we won't have a throne room, but I do think you get one if you become the queen of Elyria. I can't remember. Or maybe we were based out of somewhere else. We could train for a tournament just to see if we get the strong trait. But well-trained is also nice. It just gives you a little bonus. But I think we're good for right now. We became landed. We visited all those places. We learned a bunch of new magic that we can now practice and use and do whatever with. And even though I'm losing money per turn, we should be still able to kind of recover slowly. Ideally, what we want to start doing is building... Where is it? We want to build like the Great Port of Elyria, which is actually free to do. So we're gonna just build that because it gives +3 tax per month. We'll read: the Great Port of Elyria is an immense dockyard built during the days of the Freehold. Elyria's strategic position in the Bay of Slaves provided this small isle with significant traffic of ships, trade, and slaves, which this massive port can accommodate. After the collapse of the Freehold, this port captured a significant portion of the Slavers' Bay or the Bay of Slaves trade, becoming the envy of the region and its surroundings. It gives you quite a lot of stuff. I like her drip so far. We may end up changing her clothes a bit once she becomes a little bit more renowned. I don't think she's going to be wearing the White Witch garb, but maybe we will, just as a little throwback. But for now, I'm pretty satisfied with this. I think we can certainly see what we can do. I wouldn't mind a glass candle or like... Okay, yeah, I forgot you can craft a bunch of stuff, but you need resources. I don't think, for some reason, I don't think she's able to build a mine anywhere here. It doesn't look like it anyway. I wonder if this person has one. Interesting, so they have that. I think what I had to do, if I'm remembering right, I think what I had to do is I had to build it here. Yeah, Mine of the 14 Flames, and then you sort of get resources from this, if I'm not mistaken. I think we had to be somewhere here. So we'll probably try to work on getting this again, maybe establishing this whole thing, this entire ruin section. Because I do like the courtroom in this. It's like really cool, and it's also like this sick magical tower, which would be a better, I think, base for ourselves than otherwise. I think that's also a kingdom. The kingdom of Elyria. Whoa, totally not the same thing. We could do that for sure, but we're gonna need to get a little bit more money. But as always, I'm Soul. I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope that you enjoy this series. I think it's gonna be fun, and I will happily see you in the next one.